Encompass Health Services is committed to providing compassionate behavioral health and medical care. By encompassing the aspects of whole health, we are able to provide life-changing outcomes for our members. The geography of our area is extremely remote, with the nearest cities lying 133 miles to the south and 157 miles to the north. It is one of the most desolate regions in the United States, and in this isolated area, quality healthcare is critical to our patients.
Encompass Health Services was incorporated back in the early 1980s. We started out really as providing a variety of different services in the community, from computer class, computer training, to training for security guards. And in the early 1990s, we secured a contract with Northern Arizona Regional Behavioral Health Authority as one of their quote-unquote service area agencies. At that point in time, we really got heavy into the mental health and substance abuse services in mainly the community of Page. In 1995, we started branching out into the other areas within our geographic service area in Fredonia, Colorado City, and the Littlefield Beaver Dam scenic area in northwestern Arizona. Very, very frontier country. We have established ourselves in this community as being the mental health provider. In most of our communities, we're the sole provider. We were fortunate enough to hear from a gentleman named Morris Miller about the concept of integrated health care and treating the whole person, essentially putting primary care and mental health and substance abuse under one roof. And I think that we're one of the very first organizations that really branched out in bringing primary care into our building and us providing that service as our primary care employees, as opposed to partnering with somebody to do it. We were no longer just behavioral health services. And so at that time we again explored another name change and came up with a name that I just love, which is Encompass Health Services, because really what we did was encompassing of everything with our clients, and got into integrated healthcare. It's just been a joy to watch primary care providers and a chiropractor and psychiatrist and master's level clinicians talk to one another and get on the same page about what is best in the treatment of individual clients that we're serving and or their families. We have licensed facilities here in Page for outpatient mental health and substance abuse and primary care. We have a licensed detox center, our rural substance abuse transitional facility here in Page. We have a consumer-run, seriously mentally ill drop-in center, again run by our consumers. And we have a housing for people with a serious mental illness. We have a sober living home that we purchased with the use of local CDBG dollars. Attached to that sober living home was a vacant lot that is now a garden, really a state-of-the-art program that was 100% led by our consumers. I'm very excited about our model of integrated care, and we have chosen the model that puts primary care and behavioral health care as our practice because we own the practice, because we employ the primary care folks and the mental health and substance abuse folks. We can pretty much set the tone as to what our expectation is as far as communication, as far as standards of care. One of the things that is more appealing, I think, for anybody within this organization is to be able to perform something that we call, or is called, a warm handoff. When somebody comes into the primary care organization or side of our business and identifies that they might be depressed or that they might be suicidal or that they might have a substance abuse problem, that we can pretty much call up the behavioral health crisis workers on the other side and say, we want to walk a client over and do a warm handoff to you so that we can get the client engaged in services right away. We also love it when we are providing those mental health and substance abuse services, and we have clients that are, if we have clients that are experiencing a medical condition, we can walk them right over to the primary care center, and we don't have really any argument from somebody that we might be partnering as to, are you sure this is best practice, and are you sure that this is what you want to do? I believe that the communication is much better when you own both primary care and mental health and substance abuse. And I think that it's easier to get people on the same page when it comes to what your philosophy is regarding the treatment of an individual or their family. I think it's much easier to do that way.
Integrated care to me means that when you come to get health care, not only can you go into a building where you have your medical needs met, but you also have your behavioral needs met. And it happens seamlessly. And the facility itself has worked out their processes so that they're aggressively making sure that each of their patients get both their behavioral and medical needs met. And what that means is you have to have both sides talking to each other so that medical can share with behavioral what's important for somebody's physical health, and behavioral can communicate the same things with the medical, what's important for their behavioral health. So I see patients getting tested for, all the patients that come here would be tested for anxiety, depression, is there any domestic violence in the home, a lot of things that, alcohol or drug abuse. All of those things we should be screening for aggressively on the medical side and behavioral side. And then vice versa, if you have somebody that's presented to behavioral for depression or stress, schizophrenia, whatever they're being treated for, the behavioral side knows that the physical needs need to also be taken into account for these patients. Are they being screened for diabetes? Are they being screened for their cholesterol, hyperlipidemia? Do they have blood pressure issues? Is their weight or body mass index out of control? So you have both physical and behavioral issues being addressed aggressively within the facility so people don't fall through the cracks on either side of their health.
Guys, my name is Al Neasy, and I'm one of the board members for Encompass, and I was asked to share a little bit about how I see Encompass impacting our community and the surrounding areas. And what I truly love about this organization is that their goal is to impact the whole person. They love focusing on the whole person overall. And I like to think that they specialize in the SSB, which simply means spirit, soul, and body, the whole person. I mean, check this out. Close your eyes and imagine who would ever have thought about combining a behavior health center with a medical center. That's like a one-stop treatment center, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, impacting the whole person, the SSB. You hear what I'm saying? Impacting the whole person. I mean, I'm here to tell you that Encompass is here to get you thinking a little different, okay? Encompass is here to encourage you and to build up a person's spirit. Encompass is here to get you to start feeling better physically. Why? Because they want to see you live life to the fullest. That's what you deserve, And the bottom line is, people, they get it.